Good morning. I'm Ken Jenkins, Westchester County Executive, and we are here this morning on March 28th, 2025, and we're here to recognize and celebrate Transgender Visibility Day, and we are here launching the Seen, Safe, Supported Westchester Stands With You campaign. This can be an initiative aimed at reminding gender-diverse residents who feel threatened, harassed, or in need of support that they are not alone. Joining me this morning as we roll out the program and we talk more about this is our Deputy County Executive, Richard Wishney, legislators, Jewel Williams-Johnson, David Imamura, Nancy Barr, and Erica Lang-Pierce, who is up on the stage with us, but all of them are here in the room with us, and our good friend, Colin Powell. So see, we got that joke in. All right, so we got the joke in. Legislator Colin Smith is here with us as well. So we're going to continue to make sure that we have additionally with us, we have our Human Rights Commissioner, Tejas Shanchala, our Westchester County Public Safety Commissioner, Terrence Rayner. We have Chief Kobe Powell from the town of Greenburgh. We have the White Plains Police Commissioner, David Chong. And then we have so many of our friends here from the LGBTQIA plus community. We have the Loft Director, Executive Director, Judy Troiolo. And then we have our LGBTQIA plus Advisory Board Chair, Rachel Simon, the LGBTQ plus IA plus Advisory Board member, Joanne Principali, and we have Loft Senior Program Manager for Trans Support of the Hudson Valley, Joni Tetsuro Shula. Okay, good. All right. So, but again, we want to continue to make sure as we roll out this program today that we have the seen, safe, and supported portions of the transgender community understanding first being seen. Transgender identity is valid, and the presence here in Westchester County and everywhere enriches our community. We aim for the transgender, non-conforming, non-binary, and intersex members of our community to feel seen here. Safe. We will provide training opportunities for local law enforcement in best practices to support and serve the gender diverse community to ensure that if a member of the transgender community experience a threat to their personal safety or damage to their property, they can feel safe to report it to local law enforcement or call 911. Supported. If a member of our transgender community experiences discrimination, they should contact our Westchester Human Rights Commission or the branch of county government best equipped to address these issues, which is our County Human Rights Commission. At this time, we're going to ask our Deputy County Executive to come up and say a few words as we roll out this very, very important program in Westchester. DCE.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. The County Executive often says that the first two letters of Westchester are WE. That's all of us. It's we. We're a family here in Westchester County. All of our citizens are considered part of that family. All of them need to feel safe and secure here in Westchester County. And under the leadership of Ken Jenkins, you can be sure that all of our law enforcement participants, both at the county level and local level, work closely together to make sure that all of our citizens are treated fairly and equitably. And with that said, we do have many outstanding leaders of our police community here with us today that'll be able to share some of their concerns with you. And they want to make sure that all of our citizens always feel safe and secure. All of us today are living under very strange times. All of us, from time to time, feel a little bit concerned about our safety and what's coming. But together, as the county executive always says, we are strong, we're secure, and we'll be safe.
Thank you, Mr. DCE. Up next, we're going to ask our Westchester Human Rights Commissioner, Tejas Shanchala, to come up and bring his thoughts. Tejas.
Thank you so much, Ken. Thank you so much, Deputy County Executive Wishney, for your support and your leadership. It's an honor to stand today with you as we celebrate International Transgender Day of Visibility. Gender inclusion is a bedrock value of Westchester County, and the human rights law is a leader in providing anti-transgender discrimination protections. For nearly 25 years, the county's human rights law has provided unwavering protections against gender discrimination and sexual orientation discrimination. In 2009, when I served on as a commission board member and I chaired the legislation committee, the county added explicit protections for anti-discrimination for gender identity and gender expression. That was a full decade before New York State. Westchester led the way. Notably, 2009 also marked the first national celebration of Transgender Day of Visibility. Today, there are over 500 anti-LGBTQ bills that are reportedly being proposed nationwide. Many of them attack the fundamental freedoms of the transgender community, and an erosion against one community harms us all. So while some federal agencies talk about limiting their enforcement of gender identity and gender expression discrimination claims, the Human Rights Commission here will not waver. The Commission remains dedicated to enforcing longstanding protections in the county's human rights laws and connecting community members with resources that they need. Everyone deserves to live with dignity and live, work, and travel and enjoy their community free from discrimination. I encourage anybody in the transgender community, if they've experienced discrimination, to contact our office at 914-995-9500 or by email at transhelp@westchestercountyny.gov. It's important to remember, as the county executive said, you are not alone. The county's human rights laws protect you from discrimination in key areas of your life: employment, housing, places of public accommodation. If you are concerned about your safety and reporting, you can report incidents anonymously to westchestergov.com/bias reporting. Our community is strengthened by partnerships with outstanding community leaders and organizations, including the LGBTQ Advisory Board and the Loft LGBTQ Community Center, ensuring that every individual knows their rights and they feel empowered to act if necessary. And our commitment at the Human Rights Commission today extends beyond today or beyond Pride Month. We are here every day fighting for the trans community and every day to stand against discrimination. And in the eloquent words of poet Audre Lorde, it is not our differences that divide us. It is our inability to recognize, accept, and celebrate those differences. And those words resonate with the Commission's mission. Every person deserves to live authentically, with dignity, work openly, travel safely, thrive, and fully participate in our community without facing discrimination. On this Transgender Day of Visibility, we affirm our promise to each other to stand as allies, champions, and defenders of transgender rights. It's good to see so many friends that are here today, and we uplift the experiences and the successes of the transgender community, and together we will foster a more inclusive Westchester County. Thank you.
Thank you, Tejas. At this time, I'm going to ask our Westchester County Public Safety Commissioner, Terrence Raynor, to come up and to give his thoughts as this particular program continues to roll out. Commissioner.
Thank you, County Executive Jenkins, and thank you all for allowing me to be a part of this very important press conference. I'm not going to take a lot of your time. I realize you have many speakers today, but I just wanted to take this opportunity to speak directly to our transgender community as well as to every person that calls Westchester home. You deserve to live safely, with dignity and respect, free from fear, harassment, intimidation, and threats of violence. We realize that acts of hate and discrimination continue to exist in these times. However, I want to be clear. Westchester County's law enforcement population is committed to protecting and serving in this county each and every individual, regardless of gender identity or expression. I encourage anyone who experiences harassment, threats of violence, or any type of mistreatment to please report it to your local police agency without delay. The law enforcement community will listen, we will act, and we will pursue justice. No one should have to face fear alone, as you've heard from our first three speakers. There is help. Reach out to your community organizations and to those who stand with you. Collectively, we can work to ensure that our county remains a safe place where everyone is valued and protected. Thank you very much for having me this morning, and stay safe.
Thanks, Commissioner. Up next, we're going to continue with our conversations with our White Plains Police Commissioner, David Chong. Commissioner Chong.
I'd just like to thank you, County Commissioner, and everybody here in this room and everybody that represents the county here. It is absolutely my pleasure to come up here and reassure that, number one, our city of White Plains is a very, very safe city. It's a very culturally diverse city, and it has a lot to offer. I have two of my law enforcement colleagues here, Commissioner Raynor and Chief Kobe Powell, and together as law enforcement, we will not tolerate any discrimination against anybody. And we urge you to come to our county. We urge you to come and enjoy our many, many cultural activities, parades, restaurants, everything. I think I have 30 nations of restaurants represented, and I'm pushing White Plains here. I have 30 nations of restaurants with their food represented just on Mamaroneck Avenue alone. And so come, you're welcome, express yourself freely, and if you are or you face any type of harassment, know that the White Plains Police Department and my partners, the Greenberg Police Department and the County Police Department, will be there to take care of business. Okay, nobody in this day should be afraid to express themselves. This is a great county. It's known for its freedoms. It's known for its great leadership. And honestly, it's known for its very, very good police departments. And we will not tolerate any discrimination. So I thank you for letting me be here and say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Chong. And again, so far, again, in the conversations that have been happening here this morning, I was talking with the law enforcement side, being seen, safe, supported, and Westchester stands with you campaign, that we're going to continue to work together. But one of the things that Tejas Chala, our Commissioner of Human Rights here in Westchester, continues to remind people is that you have to make sure that we're reporting those hate incidents, right, before they become crimes, because then we get a chance and an opportunity working together with all of our partners that are standing here to take action before it becomes a crime. But we have very strong laws, as Tejas pointed out, in Westchester County and in the state of New York. And that is not necessarily the case around the entire country. And that's why it is so important on this International Day of Transgender Visibility that we continue to remind everyone that in Westchester County, we are going to enforce the laws, but we need work from all of our partners to make that happen. At this time, I would like to ask the Loft Executive Director, Judy Troiolo, to come up and to bring her thoughts today on this particular day of International Transgender Day of Visibility.
I want to thank by the way, my name is Judy Troilo. I use the pronouns she, her, and I am the Executive Director or CEO of the Loft, LGBTQ plus Community Center. And I'm proud to be here today, and I'm proud to see our county standing up for our community. I love Westchester County. I've been around a long time, and I've seen how some folks function in other parts of the world, and I thank you. I thank you all for the work you do here in Westchester. I'm up here today. I'd like to actually give the mic to folks that are members of our TGNCNB community when they have a chance to speak, to talk about how important it is to be seen and to be protected, because it's going to take all of us to protect our trans and non-binary folks in our community over the next 4 years. We need to be there for each other. So I want to remind everyone to stand up when you have an opportunity, to speak in the name of kindness, in the name of decency and humanity. We all deserve respect, and we all deserve to live a good life. So thank you very much for recognizing that and standing with us. Thank you, County Executive.
Thank you. Thank you. And again, we can't remind everyone enough as we're talking through this that it's important that we stand up for everyone in our communities, because there should be no one, as Commissioner Chong pointed out, no one that should feel afraid, fear by displaying who they are. And whether that's a religious who you are or that's a gender who you are, it does not matter for us in Westchester County, and we need to stand up for each other, because that is the point that's going to happen right now. And Judy, thank you for reminding us all. Yes, you did. And at this time, we're going to ask our Westchester County LGBTQIA+ Advisory Board Chair, Rachel Simon, to come up. And I want to make sure that we recognize as well that we have Michael Sabatino, who is also a member of our LGBTQIA+ Advisory Board, here with us. And let them both come up and say a few words. First, Rachel.
My name's Rachel Simon. I use she and they pronouns, and I'm proud to serve as the chair of the Westchester County LGBTQ+ Advisory Board. I lived, from what Judy was just saying, I lived for a long time in Texas when I didn't have a choice about where I was going to live. Now that I'm an adult and can choose where to live, I've been in Westchester for the last 23 years. Today, on Transgender Day of Visibility, I want to invite in my cisgender allies of the transgender, gender nonconforming, non-binary, and intersex communities to step up and get active in your allyship. Ally is an active verb, and the attacks on the transgender, gender nonconforming, non-binary, and intersex communities are doing real harm, limiting people's access to education, housing, jobs, and medical care are some of the explicit goals of campaigns happening from the federal level down to, school boards and policies within workplaces. These policies are also creating danger for cisgender folks. I was just in California at a conference and talking to a friend from Minnesota this week. She's trans, but has a friend in Florida who is just a tall cisgender woman. I think she's 6'4", and this tall woman was followed into a women's bathroom, and she faced threats of violence while she was trying to do what you do in a bathroom, which was the correct bathroom for her, a cisgender woman. She was able to avoid any physical harm by hiding in the stall until the person who had followed, the cisgender man had followed her into the women's bathroom to scream at her, but was later fired by her employer for creating an unsafe work environment. A cisgender woman fired for being gender nonconforming in a way that's out of her control, right? Like, I have tried to be taller, I can't. We can't control our height. And the transphobic gender binary enforcers are emboldened in this political moment to police strangers' bathroom use, haircuts, clothing, and so much more. Because of the challenges and dangers to the TGNC NBI community in housing, healthcare, education, employment, and often from within their own families, cisgender folks must step up now. We need to go beyond making the gender expansive community visible and ask what we can do to stop harmful policies and laws. We need to make sure that we are centering the voices of members of the community in decisions about them. We must work hard to create safety within our own sphere of control, and we need to speak up for transgender, gender nonconforming, non-binary, and intersex folks in rooms where there may not be any visible trans folks. In those spaces, there might be someone struggling with the decision to come out and be public with their identity, or the parent or sibling of a trans person. There might be an HR director who hasn't considered their policies, or someone who doesn't know any trans people. Cisgender people can make a huge impact. On this International Day of Visibility, I want to thank the leaders of Westchester County, County Executive Ken Jenkins, everybody that we're going to hear from today, because I think this is so important, and I'm happy to make Westchester my home, where these issues are addressed.
Rachel, thank you so much.
Good morning, everybody. This Day of Visibility is so important to our community. Given what's going on nationally, it's a great thing to see Westchester support all of us. And we're very grateful that the county has an LGBT advisory board that allows us to advise the county executive on issues that may take place that he may not be aware of, and to make sure that all of our rights are protected here. We have to support our friends in our community. Our transgender community is really being attacked, and we have to change that. So I'm very happy to be here to speak on behalf of, as a member of one of the board members here, and I want to thank the county executive and all of our county legislators who have been very supportive and have codified our advisory board. So thank you.
Thank you, Michael. At this time, we're going to bring up another board member, another person that has been a leader here in Westchester County for so many years, to be a member in our LGBTQIA plus community, but she's been a friend of mine for a very long time, Joanne.
Thank you, County Executive Jenkins, and thank you to all of the staff, elected officials, and appointed officials who are supporting this initiative. This today, Transgender Day of Visibility, is a very important day. I am a transgender woman. I exist, notwithstanding the Sharpie, notwithstanding the unprecedented, arbitrary, capricious, unwarranted, unconstitutional, and illegal executive orders emanating from the White House that threaten me and people like me and other people, coupled with the lack of due process in the things that they are doing to other people already, and I know I have a target on my back. And I am grateful for the fact that Westchester County is standing behind me and others like me and others in similar situations. And I really appreciate the fact that we are living in a civilized county and a civilized state and a nation that is increasingly barbaric. And I want to underscore that. Thank you very much.
Joanne, thank you so much for sharing that. But more importantly, we want to continue again. Everyone that's here and folks that aren't here, our legislators that have some additional duties that are going on right now, all universally, our Board of Legislators, our Westchester County, everywhere in Westchester County, our laws are protective of everyone. And your agenda is a protected class here, and you know we're going to fight as hard as we can while there may be challenges again at our federal level, and we try to navigate through those together. But as we always make sure to remind everyone that here in Westchester County, A, we follow the law, B, that we make sure that we want to hear and see everyone, and that's why this initiative right now to be seen, safe, and supported is so very important, because there's so many people that feel challenged, as you pointed out. There's just people that are just heck bent on trying to do something different and not realizing that every human being is important and every life is valuable and everyone brings valuable contributions to the community. So everyone on this International Day of Transgender Visibility needs to continue to be heard. At this time, I'm going to ask the Loft Senior Program Manager for Trans Support of the Hudson Valley, Joni Tesoro Shula, to come up and say some words.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, County Executive Jenkins, and everyone here in attendance. My name is Joni Schuler. I use she and they pronouns, and I'm representing the Loft's Trans Support of the Hudson Valley program today. Let me pull up my speech here on my phone. Didn't print it out. Where is it? Here we go. Apologies for the delay. Let me pull this up. Here we go. This year's Transgender Day of Visibility holds extraordinary significance at a time when transgender and gender-expansive people across the U.S. and abroad face unprecedented bombardments of legislative, legal, and social actions aimed at minimizing our existence. An internationally recognized holiday founded 16 years ago by psychotherapist Rachel Crandard Crocker. Trans Day Visibility seeks to honor the myriad lives, contributions, and challenges of transgender people across the world. At a time when transgender visibility is more pronounced than ever before in modern history, there's much to celebrate, recognize, and reflect upon amidst the torrent of transphobic attacks happening at the federal, state, local, and community levels. Myself, being a trans-identified individual, I struggle to navigate the seemingly contradictory celebration of trans excellence, perseverance, and progress amidst the present realities of trans struggle, overwhelm, and fear. Yet above all, we know as trans and gender-expansive people that active resilience, mutual support, and community empowerment have and will continue to keep us afloat in a world that seldom recognizes, let alone celebrates, all that we uniquely contribute to society throughout our existence. Lest we forget, we have always existed and certainly are not going anywhere. So on today's Trans Day Visibility, let us come together to radically honor all that trans people contribute every day to our communities, societies, and the world at large. Here at the Loft, we strive to do so through offering a host of support services, resources, and events through our Trans Support of the Hudson Valley program, which aims to uplift, empower, and contribute to the needs of our local trans, gender nonconforming, and gender non-binary communities. I'd like to recognize as well the leadership that is here today from the Loft, Judy here, and then Dante, who's here in the audience as well as several of our colleagues who are doing the invaluable work to really bring forth a greater reality for our community here in Westchester and in the lower Hudson Valley. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Joni. Again, we have to keep echoing this because everyone needs to feel supported, seen, heard, and understood that you, at the end of the day, that you know that the community, your allies, are standing around with you and making sure our voices are heard as well, because it's a very, very challenging environment outside in the federal government, but that also makes it hard here. And that's why it's so very important that we're standing here together and continuing to make sure to raise our voice on this International Transgender Day of Visibility. So on behalf of her colleagues, Colin Smith, Nancy Barr, David Imamura, and Jewel William Johnson, we're going to hear now from Erica Lang Pierce.
What an amazing array of speakers and voices, all so very important to hear today. You know, a reminder, this is supposed to be a day of celebration. This is a day of celebration. And I don't want to lose track of that celebration. But the reality, unfortunately, is such that we here in Westchester County cannot look away from the dangerous world in which these beautiful members of our community are currently existing. And that's why this initiative, this day, is being marked in this particular way. It is not because this is what we want to do, but because we see that this is what we need to do. For those who hear about, Trans Visibility Day or LGBTQ issues, behind those letters, these are people. These are your neighbors. These are your family members. These are human souls who need to be able to live their lives. And right now, whether we're looking at school kids who might be considering suicide because their quality of life and their fears are very extreme, or seniors on the other end of the age spectrum who are now afraid to leave their homes, I am so glad that we in Westchester County say, not here. This is not the way we are. This is not the way our laws are established. This is not the way our public safety works. This is not the way any of us work. This is about community. All of us, radical acceptance of our beautiful community in Westchester County. I'm so happy to be here, and happy Trans Visibility Day.
Thank you, Erica. And again, that was on behalf of the Chairman Gashi, and various members of the Board of Legislators are out and about, but the reality is that they universally, unanimously, bipartisanly support our LGBTQIA plus community, and specifically today on this International Transgender Day of Visibility, our trans community. We want to continue to make sure that together that we're celebrating visibility, we're promoting understanding, and we're building a community where everyone can live authentically and without fear. Visibility is just the beginning. We want every transgender, gender non-conforming, non-binary, and intersex individual in our community to know that they have a safe place to turn. Whether it's reporting discrimination, seeking resources, or simply feeling heard, we are here for you. So the campaign that we are launching today is specifically focused on making sure that we remind everyone of these specific items. If you need emergency assistance, always dial 911, right? If you're the victim of threats, harassments, or acts of violence, you should call your local police department, as well as making sure that you call our Human Rights Commission. If you're the victim of an incident of bias, hate, or discrimination, call our Human Rights Commission at 914-995-9500 or email at transhelp, TRANSHELP, at westchestercountyny.gov. I know that that's probably scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Alternatively, you may report incidents of bias, hate, or discrimination anonymously, or with your contact information. That is up to you at westchestergov.com/bias reporting. We understand that we are in these very, very challenging times. We understand, as I like to say in so many different times, that we need to celebrate the similarities and recognize the difference. Right, so we need to continue to work together in making sure we understand that there's so many things that are threads between all of us that do not change, and celebrate those differences that will happen in our wonderful, wonderful community. Westchester County is proud to be a community that provides protections for all of its residents, regardless of gender identity or gender expression. We value diversity and we champion equality. I'm County Executive Ken Jenkins. Thank you so much for watching. Remember that on this International Transgender Day of Visibility, that everyone deserves and should be supported, seen, and heard. Thank you so much for watching.